When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Okay. Hello?
Hey, Dave.
Hey. All right. Time for attendance. Ollie?
Here.
Excellent.
Dave?
Here. Wonderful.
Hey, we get to continue. Welcome to What Difference Does It Make?
Yes.
The continuation of the top songs from the world-famous KROQ in 1982.
Yes. We do attendance because in 1982 they
in
did
high
that.
school.
We were in high school and attendance was a thing.
We want to go back to. We want to really feel. We want to get into the mode.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's stressful. Getting on time. You had 6 minutes to get to class?
Never worried.
Because
if
were
I was
you ever
late.
tardy?
I was tardy or not there much of the time. I was a junior in 1982.
Okay. And you were tardy a lot?
I was tardy a lot.
Really? Why? Because you had a boyfriend, didn't you?
I was also pretty social.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Hanging out at the lockers?
Yeah. Yes. Probably sashaying slowly across campus.
Of course.
Were you tardy?
Never.
Of course you weren't.
No.
You were probably the teacher's pet too.
I was too terrified. No, I was one of those kids. I was in the back and, was not the social. I was in the band. So, all I had to do was I knew how long it would take to get from the band room to
and
class.
That's how you planned.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, in one of my classes, my geometry class, Mr. Bravo, he was blind in his right eye and deaf in his right ear. So when he was standing in front of the class and the door was on that side, so you could come in, people would come in late and fill up the seats on that side of the class without him really knowing you were late. But you were screwed if you were late enough so that those seats were already totally full.
There's a lot of thought that went into that.
Yeah.
The word, I'm sure every year people, the juniors passed on the word to the sophomores, like, oh, when you're in Mr. Bravo's class, come in this way if you're late and you'll be okay.
I wonder if maybe he wasn't even really, and he was just like allowing, just being, that was his way of being lenient. I wonder. No, I'm pretty sure he was blind. I could tell by his eye.
Okay.
He wore really thick glasses.
Did you stare at him in the
if
right eye?
If I did, he wouldn't know.
Okay.
No, and he was beloved, Mr. Bravo.
Shout out to Mr. Bravo.
Yes. Hey, Mr. Bravo.
Woohoo. All right. You didn't know you'd be talking about Mr. Bravo today, did you?
No, I did not. He probably didn't either.
No. All right. So 1982, we've gone through quite a few songs. And I will be mentioning again because KROQ has their updated list of their top 80 of that year, top 80 of 1982. However, back in the day, they had 106.7 songs that they listed in 1982, and that's the list we're going off of. So there are some songs that might have been lost through time, but we have not forgotten them because this is what we listen to.
Yes.
So, so we will talk about each and every one of these songs, and I might make mention of if it fell off the list. Yeah. There's a couple that did.
It's good to know. I think it's
sure.
I find it interesting.
It is super interesting, at least to us.
That's not a word that's allowed in my house. Interesting, because it's just too vague. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, that's interesting.
That is.
I don't happen to believe it myself. I like the word interesting, and I use it a lot. But the rest of my family is anti-interesting.
What was it? If someone was, if you weren't interested in it, I think that's why. That's what people say. Oh, interesting. That's kind of like let's just drop this conversation now.
Maybe. I don't think that's why they have an issue with it. I think that they think that you can always, my three other family members, think that you can always come up with a better adjective than interesting. Interesting is the least interesting adjective. And
what do they say? What else is there? Fascinating?
Gnarly.
Spellbinding?
Gnarly. No, something more descriptive because interesting is sort of all-encompassing.
Sure.
There are specific adjectives.
So when we come up with fun facts that are not interesting. What are they?
I find them interesting.
However, the rest of the family would say,
I'll have to ask them.
okay,
Stay tuned.
okay, this is interesting.
All right, so we're at 70. We are at number 70. Numero 70.
Nice. We should do the Casey countdown. Number 70.
Very good.
All right.
You got that.
Well, that's what I lived on, Casey. That's why I love
too.
countdowns. Okay, so 70. A good one.
A really good one, although doesn't happen to be my favorite song from them, but yeah, it's a good one. What is it, Dave?
I believe they're Australian.
They are very Australian.
Really?
They come from the land down under.
Oh, is it Paul Hogan?
No.
He's Australian.
He is Australian, but that is not
Is
who
it
we're
Mel
talking
Gibson?
about. Nope. No.
Is it Kylie Minogue?
No.
I give up. Who is it?
Men at Work
Oh, Men at Work.
with Down Under.
They came from a land down under.
Yeah, and from the album Business as Usual.
Yes, a #1 album.
Yes, in both the UK and the US.
Yeah, this album was inescapable.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't know what any of these words were that they were singing about.
No. That's funny.
Why?
That's kind of what I was chuckling about before the show started.
More than interesting. This is funny.
Funny. There's something. There's an alternative to interesting because I found some of the lyric translations from
Did you now?
Australian English to American English.
Well, okay. So do you have the lyrics?
I don't have the lyrics, but I have some of the translations to the little. Do you have the lyrics?
I knew that was they. Actually, as I'm humming this song, they had to share this song with Kookaburra. You know that song? Kookaburra sings by the old gum tree. That was like an Australian song. I don't know why I know it.
Yeah, they got sued. They sued.
They did.
Yeah.
Because of that flute. Something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, that they had to share.
The lawsuit asked for 60% of the publishing rights.
60.
The judgment was for 5%, retroactive to 2002, because this was in 2010. So
That's a
retro
lot
for
of
8
money.
years.
Still.
Netting Larrikin Music, they own the rights to the Kookaburra song, that netted about $100,000. But Colin Hay says the legal fees for the case totaled about $4.5 million because he fought it so aggressively.
I believe it.
And he said he'll go to his grave knowing that Down Under is an original piece of work.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what was original was Colin Hay's lyrics.
Yes.
Okay, so come flying down under. Go ahead. What do you got?
Okay. Fried out combi.
The fried out combi.
Do you know what that is?
Blah, 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 blah. Tell me.
Do you have it? Do you want to guess?
Fried out. Like a is that? It's like a car. Is it like an old car?
It is a broken down van.
Okay.
Yes, it came from the VW combi van, which was, back in the 60s and 70s was popular with surfers and they say hippies. Yeah.
Okay. A fried out combi. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But head full of zombie. You can kind of guess.
Head full of zombie. Yeah. Wasted.
Zombie was a particular strong batch of, well, here it says marijuana, but I'll say weed because that's what the youth are calling it these days.
We don't call it pot?
I still call it pot, but kids call it weed.
Or a strain. Now we call it a strain.
Well, because there are so many strains now.
There's too many strains.
Yes. So it was. So this was a particularly strong batch that was floating around Australia for a long time, and it was called zombie grass.
Nice.
Grass.
And a head full of. What was the lyric? So they're in a zombie, or they're in a combi. Oh, they rhymed combi with zombie.
Clever.
Okay, gotcha. Good. You got more?
I love this description of. Have you ever had Vegemite?
Ugh, I have.
You have.
It's gross.
That's what I've heard.
It's disgusting.
This is so weird. The description is so gross. It's a fermented yeast spread.
Yes.
Okay. Some people love it and can't start the day without a piece of toast spread with Vegemite. Yes. No, I know this to be true, but I've heard it tastes like
it's crap. I work with some people that were from the land down under, and they loved it. They had it on their morning toast, and I like, oh, would you like to try some? I'm like, oh, sure, let me have some.
It's an acquired taste.
Oh, I guess so. Much like our Jewish food that we try sometimes.
Maybe like a chopped liver, maybe or gefilte fish.
Yeah, don't give gefilte fish to someone who's not ready for it. Yeah,
jellied
Yeah.
Yeah. But they do say that it's similar in taste to what the British eat, Marmite.
Yeah,
which I've never had either. Have you?
Similar type of reaction. Just speaking of which, there's another Australian word that they say that I do know. The chunder. Do you know what chunder is?
Chunder. Yes, I found that out. So tell me.
Well, chunder is vomit, right?
Yep. That's what they say.
All right. So there's your Australian lesson for today.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was full of Australian colloquialisms. I can't even say that. But
where beer does flow and men chunder.
That's right.
They chunder from beer?
And men chunder.
Very good.
Under and chunder. Combi and zombie. Wonderful. There you go.
There's your Aussie lesson for the day.
But it was fun. I mean, back in, I mentioned Paul Hogan. We were fascinated by Australians back in the 80s. That was that Crocodile Dundee movie when that came out in 84 or so. It was around the same time.
Early 80s, yeah.
Yeah. And that's when Paul Hogan had his, the Australian tourism board where he's barbecuing some shrimp.
Shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah, there's that.
But we thought that those guys were all, and Men at Work were representative of all Australians.
Well, they were. That was our exposure to them. Yes. It was huge.
So are they?
I don't know. Would you say Men at Work or In Excess were more Australian?
Oh, In Excess.
Yeah. Well, they're like everyone. There's, but
there's a variety.
There's a variety of.
Not all Americans are like you and I.
Yes. Yeah. As I've learned in the past 2 years, there's a lot of different viewpoints.
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. 70 was Men at Work. Number 69. Ooh, that's a good one too. The Jam. Yep. Precious. A wonderful, wonderful song from The Gift. It was the B-side of another big song that I do know. This is the one thing that I do know about this song, which is the B-side to the Town Called Malice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It says it appears on the Jam's 1982 album, The Gift, and also as a double A-side single.
Oh, okay.
So they're not calling it a B-side. They call it a double A-side, Town Called Malice.
Nice.
I've never even heard that.
Okay. Yeah, that was, like the Beatles had double A-sides. It was Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane.
I never heard it referred to that way. Okay.
There is an A and a B side, really.
There has to be. You can't have two A's.
No, you cannot. It's impossible. It cannot be done.
But oftentimes the B-sides are better.
The B-sides were why I bought a lot of 45s was to get those songs that you could not get anywhere else.
Exactly.
They were B-sides. They weren't on the album.
And then sometime to be released later because they became so big as a B-side.
Right. Yeah, like Prince, Springsteen, U2, they all had those wonderful B-sides.
Yep.
So we love the Jam. We love the Power Trio, and we'll talk more about them later because I can...
we know there's more Jam coming up.
I love that mod scene, and I love those guys. I wish they would one day get back together, but they won't.
Yeah.
But we still have Paul Weller.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next? We got 68, Go-Go's.
Beatnik Beach.
All right. Beatnik Beach, it was left off of this list of the 80s from 1982, just because there were so many Go-Go songs. I think we touched on this, and that there was Beauty and the Beat was so wonderful, and we knew every song. But Vacation, it was tough. It's tough to remember a lot of these songs. I can't instantly recall Beatnik Beach, although I do know a little bit about it. But that one doesn't immediately spring to mind. So I think that's probably why it might have been left off the KROQ list.
And it was a fun song, like all Go-Go songs. Do you know this was the B-side to Vacation?
Oh, is that right?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Mm-hmm. See, that's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Interesting. God, I'm going to be saying that a lot now.
So my resident expert is going to be turning this podcast off mid podcast if he keeps hearing that word.
All right. We're going to have to stop doing that. Number 67, speaking of your RE.
Yeah.
And one of his favorite bands.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about, you take it away because I can't talk about missing persons at all.
You can chime in if you have a question.
I'm sure you have some fun facts and fascinating tidbits and.
Well, it's funny. This is mostly his opinion, of course, because he didn't have too many facts about the song. So the song is It Ain't None of Your Business.
Yes.
And it's from Spring Session M, which we have discussed before.
Yes.
So this song was not released as a single.
By the way, this is also left off the updated list. KROQ list. Not surprisingly, we don't hear this song anymore.
So it's funny. I know the song, and I know well because he listened to them obsessively in the 80s. So I know the song. But my RE, who's a true fan, he believes that this song was their obvious attempt at a pop hit.
Really?
Because it was really
besides Walking in L.A. and
he felt that this song was musically beneath them.
Oh, okay.
And because it was, it was a song about a lover's quarrel and, jealousy and the suspicious nature, couples.
It was a husband and wife team going on there. So I'm sure that's where this song came about. It's just assuming. Not based on any knowledge whatsoever, but.
Yes.
But you would think so.
He feels that that kind of writing is beneath them. And this one was written by Terry Bozzio and Warren Cucurullo.
Okay.
He feels it's skippable. And you knew that it was supposed to be a hit because it was the third song on the first side.
No, you put it on the first. You put the single first.
Yeah, but it was still there. It was, I can't remember the order of them now, but Words and Walking in LA, it was on the same side. So this should have been designated as a hit, but it never really was.
Okay. Well, it's not as good as Walking in LA.
No. Yeah.
In my humble opinion.
And this is all this is opinion.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of know this song, but of course I know Walking in LA instantly. That's you can't, when you say Walking, you have to say you have to say the melody.
Yeah. You would, I think you would recognize this. I'm not going to sing it because you won't recognize it if I sing it, but I think if you heard it, you would go, oh, yeah.
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 No, it's one of those songs where you go, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
I will not say that, but there you go. All right. We have
Dave Edmunds.
Me and the Boys.
Yep.
Not surprisingly, also left off the updated list. It's sad that this isn't played anymore because I find it, I still like this song. I think he's immensely talented. Much like Nick Lowe. I like the two of them together. They were kind of like...
Good. Yeah. They blend really well.
Kind of like Squeeze, the Difford and Tilbrook.
Yeah.
Tilbrook.
Yes. You got that.
I think I messed it up once.
You did. Tilbrook and...
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they had a great partnership together. And I don't think they work together anymore.
No. They did have a great partnership. But this song, Me and the Boys, was it written by NRBQ?
It could be. That sounds... like something that I will look up right now.
No, I believe it was. I looked up because I wanted to confirm, and I saw conflicting information. I saw in one place it said that NRBQ covered it, and in another place, and more sources say that NRBQ wrote it and Dave Edmunds covered it.
I don't know. I know the NRBQ. I'm vaguely familiar with them. I don't know. I don't have an intimate knowledge of the band, although They were all over the place in the 80s, too.
They have a nice sound. They do have a nice sound. I don't know that much from them, nice sound, but I'm pretty sure that this was written by them.
Okay.
This was the name of the album, DE 7th, right? Very clever. Dave Edmunds' 7th album.
Oh. Yeah, it's probably, and that's a chord.
Yeah. Oh. This was his first post-rock pile album. DE 7th lacks the pop sensibilities that made early Edmunds a guilty pleasure, concentrating instead on roots music. While that occasionally means there's missteps like Deep in the Heart of Texas, but it also means the wonderful bluegrass stomp Warmed Over Kisses, Leftover Love, the country rocker Bail You Out, the Cajun-tinged Louisiana Man, and the excellent Springsteen cover From Small Things.
Okay. Yeah, it was an NRBQ song.
It was. They wrote it.
From 1980.
Hey.
All right. Very nice. Yeah, I know that's like a guitar chord.
I did not know that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so get back together, Lowe and Edmunds. We'd like to see you do something else.
Yeah.
All right, another duo that I liked, man and woman connection, the Human League, Love Action from the amazing Dare album. This is another one left off the KROQ list.
Yes, this song did not even chart here.
Yeah. No,
I love this song.
I think because, there were a few songs from Human League that were played. They were like, let's keep playing another song off this album. And made it up to 65 on this original list. Still interesting. Still, I think it's just the melodies. For some reason, this lyrically and the melodies, it still works today.
Yeah, and their sound. Oh, I listen to them. I listen to them regularly too.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
I wonder if they still play around, if they still tour.
I don't. You know what? I shouldn't say that, but I don't think so. Did you know this song is titled after Lou Reed's rock and roll heart song, I Believe in Love?
Really?
Yeah.
I do not know that. Now I do.
The lyric, I believe what the old man said, is also a reference to Lou Reed.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. No one ever, he said, Phil Oakey says in an interview, no one ever asked me who the old man is. It's Lou Reed.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Nice. Shout out to Lou Reed.
Yeah. And Human League.
And Human League.
Yeah. I recommend you revisit this album.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a number one record.
Yeah.
Right? Did that make? I know. Don't You Want Me hit number one. Did Dare? How high did Dare reach?
Mm-hmm.
It made it. The album Dare made it up to number one in the UK and up to number 3 in the US.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
And worthy for sure.
For show. But then another. Okay, so after Human League, we take it up a notch. 64.
To another quintessential 80s band.
Yes.
The Cars.
Do you know where they're from?
I forget where they're from.
I think they're from Boston.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. But this is Shake It Up, the title song from their, was it their 4th record? Something like that. But it was all over the place. This album was just, this was their, like, explode. This is their business as usual Men at Work record.
Yeah.
There was no escaping this album. And it was also because MTV was just exploding, and they embraced these videos were phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was nice because, well, of course, Rico Kasich was dating Paulina Poroskova.
He was married to her for a year, but then I guess they must have been dating then. So putting her in the videos certainly helps.
Yes, that does not hurt at all.
Yeah.
See, it's good to be a rock star.
Yeah. Now, this song actually, this is their second highest charting Billboard hit. This reached number 4.
Oh, yeah?
Didn't go higher, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, you'd still say Shake It Up, and you know.
Yeah.
Bom, 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 bom. I mean, it's so silly, the hook, but it's so catchy.
Yeah. I don't know if this wasn't one of my favorite car songs. I loved it. I mean, their sound was, great. And
yeah. Oh, there's a number of other songs we'll be talking about on this record that made it a little bit higher as I'm trying to find where they are.
Are you teasing it? Don't. You should be surprised.
Okay. Yes. I will be surprised. Okay. Yes. I will not look at this list until
you get there.
As we reveal it. Yes, as we slowly reveal this. So yeah, Shake It Up was wonderful, and just the Cars just ran with it.
Yeah.
They got in there. They drove away with this album. This was it.
Very good, Dave.
I'm going to edit that out because that was horrible.
No, you're not. You're very clever.
All right, Oingo Boingo, 63. Name the album or name the movie that this where the end credits came.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Of course. Goodbye.
Yeah. It's funny. I can't tell you anything else about this song other than it was the end credits of Fast Times.
Yes. And I can't sing along to it. There's one point where he ends it like he's spouting off these lyrics that like a madman, like Danny Elfman.
Yeah, a madman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the moments I remember from that song. But of course, it comes at the end of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where they talk about where everyone is at the now and the future. How many times did you see Fast Times?
Oh, many times.
Many.
And I think I've told you this before. In some of our classes in college, we shot some scenes from Fast Times.
Oh,
for some of our classes. Yeah, it's the classic, the classic 80s. Oh my God!
Can you imagine? Cameron Crowe wrote it about. He went back to high school. Like, can you imagine, being 21, 22, and then going back to high school and dealing with the same issues again?
No.
And then, right, but going being undercover, and, it's crazy. It's a crazy story.
He did that for this movie? I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. It was I think it might have been a Rolling Stone thing, or because he was writing for Rolling.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Yes, of course he went. Yeah.
He went back to high school in the 80s, and this movie came of it.
It certainly was representative of a lot of people's experiences.
Yes, not mine, unfortunately, but my experience was going to the movies and going, wow, that's not my, well, like parts of it I recognized.
Didn't you have a Mr. Hand?
We all had a Mr. Hand.
Yeah. And there was a Spicoli, of course.
Yeah. No, I recognize all the players in there.
Phoebe Cates you had.
Well, from far, far away. That was probably the Flavins girls.
Yes. Were your Phoebe Cates.
Yes, exactly.
Hi, Brad. Okay.
The lady will have the linguine with clam sauce.
Red clam sauce.
Was it red clam sauce?
White? There's a color in there.
Why would you have red clam sauce? Why would you?
White.
Why? Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's...
I don't know because I don't eat it, so I don't know what's typical, but...
Hey, Debbie, how you doing? And that was all... Oh, here's a fun fact. When they were scalping the tickets for Van Halen, third row tickets, I believe it was. How much were those? Were they scalping the tickets for? How much were they?
How much did they want to get for them?
Yes. How much did they want to get for them?
I don't remember. $25?
No, 20. But they cost. The guy freaked out. These tickets cost $12.50. Well,
oh, those were the days.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's craziness.
But you also had to physically wait online for those tickets.
Those were good. I liked.
Yeah.
I did like that. That was our social media. Was waiting in line for concert tickets.
Yeah. The Warehouse or Music Plus.
Licorice Pizza.
Licorice Pizza.
Okay, so now we move to our LA band, X.
Another one of your favorites.
Wolf. Yeah, I loved This Is the Time I Was Drumming, so I liked drumming to this song because it was just kind of like a just beats on the tom-tom. Yeah. That was cool. This was from their major label. After being on Slash, they went to Elektra, and so this was their reach for the big time. Yeah,
it's from Under the Big Black Sun.
Yes.
Yeah, and this song just has a good the energy, the I don't know, the build, and it was produced by who produced it.
No, I know Ray Manzarek produced the first two.
Yeah,
did he produce this one too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I always thought he just did the first two, but he did do the third one.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very, very good. All right, we're going to end our countdown with The Waitresses and Quit, which is not on our top 10 list or on KROQ's updated list, but also a great. The Waitresses they're kind of like the band that LA forgot. It's unfortunately.
This song dropped off the list, right? But
yes.
But the like Christmas wrapping, some of the other songs, whatever. Some of the other songs must still be on the top 80.
Well, I Know What Boys Like. That might be. I'm sure that's probably still in there, like in the last year's list. Unfortunately, I think because the lead singer passed away early in life, that these songs kind of fell by the wayside.
Just for some, she was only 40 when she died.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Very sad.
That ain't right.
Yeah.
Neither is Luke Perry dying, by the way. Isn't that horrifying?
No words.
Yeah.
Just devastating.
Yeah, I mean nobody should be dying at that age.
No.
So,
too.
Oh my God, are we going to end it on this note?
No, we're not going to end it. We're not going to end on such a somber note. Okay. He contributed a lot to our generation.
Oh, totally.
And we can celebrate him.
No one could be cooler than Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan McKay.
Oh my God, so great.
And also to Patty Donahue of the Waitresses.
And yes, go listen to Quit. It will be on our Spotify playlist.
Yes.
We're going to wrap up this part of our countdown. As you slowly get out the quiz deck.
The 1980s rock and roll quiz deck.
Yes.
Courtesy of the musical instruments machine. But I'm going to pick today.
Okay.
And let's just see how long it takes me to answer every question.
Every question.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to mix these up good.
I think you say I'm going to mix these up well.
Damn it. That's interesting.
Interesting that you are the grammar police.
See, I told you I didn't do well in English.
I think that's too good. Just kidding.
Oh, my God.
All right. Pick a card, any card.
Pick
I'm
something.
picking this one.
Excellent choice.
Thank you. How do you know that yet?
Because I'm going to ask it to you.
All
All right. We're going to the year 1984. President Ronald Reagan tried to use this rock song for his re-election campaign theme, much to the displeasure of the song's composer. Who was the artist, and what was the song?
Can you give me another hint? Because the only other situation I can recall would be with "Don't Stop." Wasn't that with? Didn't somebody once? I can't remember. No. Can you give me another hint?
This was in 1984. There were some big artists. This was his like breakthrough album. That's a hint. It's a him. This was his breakthrough album where it went ballistic. This album went through the roof.
1984 is
where
a
everyone
hymn.
is screaming out. Yeah, where people are screaming out to you. Do you hear those people? They're yelling out his name right now. Do you hear that?
No,
What
you mean my lifeline?
Yeah, would you like a lifeline? He has. It's mainly this artist, but he has a band that is attached to his name.
In the rock genre?
Yes, in the rock genre. 1984.
It's not Van Halen.
No. But yeah, this album spilled out into 85, and he had been around for a long. He'd been around for 10 years now.
It's Bruce Springsteen?
Yes, Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, born in the USA?
Yes.
I didn't even remember that. Wow.
You do not.
Wow. Okay.
Reagan naively thought Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA was a flag-waving ode to patriotism. Yeah. But the song was actually a classic anti-war anthem recounting the homeland struggles of returning Vietnam veterans. As Springsteen told Rolling Stone, I think people got a need to feel good about the country they live in. But what's happening, I think, is that need, which is a good thing, is getting manipulated and exploited. And you see the Reagan re-election ads on TV. You know, it's morning in America, and you say, well, it's not morning in Pittsburgh. It's not morning about 125th Street in New York. It's midnight, and like there's a bad moon rising. And that's why when Reagan mentioned my name in New Jersey, I felt it was another manipulation, and I had to disassociate myself from the president's kind words.
Go, Bruce.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Wow. Well,
that was.
You can make me sound a little more knowledgeable.
That's all right. No worries. So there you go.
Wrapping up another exciting episode of What Difference Does It Make? Find us on social media, on Facebook, What Difference Does It Make? On Instagram, WDDIM Podcast, and Twitter as well, WDDIM Podcast.
And we are on Spotify. I always put the link in our description of how to get to that Spotify playlist. Sometimes it's hard to find. Some people have said that it's kind of difficult to find. You can look it under my name, Dave Sloan. Sometimes you can find it. I have it under a folder, What Difference Does It Make? And then all the shows with all the music is listed. And one day we will correct this and make it a lot easier to find. But the music is there. Please give it a listen because it's all worthwhile. And there you go.
Thanks for sorry.
There you go. No, thanks. Go ahead. Wrap it up, please.
I didn't mean to say stop talking. That wasn't what I meant to say. I thought we were just going to smoothly
transition. Yeah. We'll work out this give and take eventually.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Give it a listen. Thank you so very much for listening. And check you later.
Over and out.